In a cozy little house lived a boy named Tom. Tom had a room full of wonderful toys. But he had one tiny problem. He didn't like to share, not even a little bit. His younger sister, Annie, was the complete opposite. She had a heart as big as her smile and believed that sharing was the best part of playing. Every morning, Annie would peek into Tom's room. "Can I play with your new race car, Tom?" she'd ask, her eyes sparkling with hope. But Tom would just shake his head, hugging the car tightly. "No, it's mine," he'd say. When they had cookies for a snack, Tom would always grab the biggest one, leaving the smaller, crumbly one for Annie. But he'd even hog the remote control, making sure only his favorite cartoons were on TV. Annie never complained. She'd just find something else to do, humming a happy little tune. One sunny afternoon, their grandpa gave Tom the most amazing toy he had ever seen, a bright red remote-controlled robot named Bolt. Bolt could walk, talk, and even dance. Tom was over the moon. He spent every waking moment with Bolt. He'd make Bolt march across the living room, say funny phrases, and dance to his favorite songs. It was his most prized possession, and he made it very clear that no one, especially not Annie, could touch it. Annie watched from a distance, her chin resting on her hands. She thought Bolt was the coolest robot ever. "He's so cool, Tom," she said softly. "But maybe we could play with him together. I could build a city for him with my blocks." Tom just scoffed. "No way, Annie. You'll break him. He's my robot." He turned his back and continued playing, leaving Annie feeling a little sad. A few days later, Tom was showing off Bolt's super-fast spinning dance move in the garden. He pressed the button again and again, laughing as Bolt twirled like a tornado. "Faster, Bolt, faster," he shouted. Suddenly, there was a loud crack. Bolt stopped spinning, wobbled for a second, and then fell to the grass with a thud. One of its legs had snapped right off. Silence. Tom stared at his broken robot. His heart sank into his shoes. He picked Bolt up, his hands trembling. The shiny red leg dangled uselessly. Tears welled up in his eyes and started streaming down his cheeks. He tried to fix it, pushing the leg back on, but it just fell off again. His best toy, his amazing robot, was broken. He let out a loud sob, feeling a huge empty hole in his chest. Everything felt grey and gloomy. Annie heard his cries and rushed outside. She saw Tom on the grass, holding the broken robot, his shoulders shaking. Her first thought wasn't "I told you so." Instead, her heart ached for her brother. She saw how much he loved Bolt and how devastated he was. She quietly went back to her room. Sitting on her bed was her own favorite toy, a soft, cuddly unicorn with a sparkly horn named Starlight. Annie loved Starlight more than anything. They went on magical adventures together every day. She hugged Starlight tightly, thinking she remembered all the times Tom had been selfish, but she also saw how much pain he was in right now. She knew what she had to do, making a decision that felt both hard and right. She picked up Starlight and walked back to the garden. She found Tom still crying. She knelt beside him and gently tapped his shoulder. Tom looked up, his face red and tear-streaked. Annie held out her unicorn. "Here," she said softly. "You can have Starlight. She gives the best hugs when you're sad." Tom stared at her, then at the unicorn, then back at her. He knew how much Annie loved Starlight. He couldn't believe she was offering her most precious toy to him, especially after he had been so mean. A wave of warmth washed over him, melting the selfishness in his heart. He finally understood. Having toys was fun, but having a sister who cared about you was so much better. He shook his head, wiping his tears. "No, Annie," he said, his voice shaky. "Starlight is yours. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for not sharing with you. I was selfish." Annie smiled, a real, genuine smile. "It's okay, Tom." Tom took his broken robot to his dad, who helped him glue the leg back on. It wasn't perfect, but it worked. The first thing Tom did was go to Annie's room. "Annie," he said, "do you want to play robots and unicorns with me?" Annie's face lit up. Yes. Their house was soon filled with the sounds of happy laughter. Tom and Annie played together every day, sharing all their toys. They built huge block cities for Bolt and Starlight to explore. They raced cars down the hallway and took turns choosing cartoons. Tom learned that sharing didn't mean he had less. It meant he had more fun, more laughter, and more love. Their family had never been happier, all because Tom finally learned that the greatest joy comes not from what you have, but from what you share. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more heartwarming tales. See you next time.